Okay, Jefferson County Code at Law number 2 is now in session. The code is in session. 3 dockets, motion revoked, the announcement docket, pre-trial conference docket, and the trial docket. When I call your name, please come forward with your attorney. If your attorney is not here, we will wait for your attorney to arrive because your attorney may be in another court handling another matter. If you do not have an attorney, when I call your name, please come up to the bench by yourself. Let's see. What document is that on? Page 5? Okay. Waldor Sandoval Cortez. Mr. Sandoval Cortez, your name is Waldor Sandoval Cortez?
Yeah.
Does he speak English?
Very little, Judge.
Very little? Okay. So, Mr. Rojas, is fluent in Spanish and English, and we will use Mr. Rojas as an interpreter. Mr. Rojas, do you swear to interpret English, Spanish to English to help you out?
I do.
Okay, you may put your hand down. And, Mr. Rojas asked Mr. Sandoval Cortez if his full name is Waldor Sandoval Cortez. Okay.
Yes.
How are you doing, Mr. Sandoval Cortez? Good? All right. Mr. Cortez, you're represented by your attorney, Charles Rojas. Attorney Rojas, how are you doing?
Doing good, Judge.
And the state is represented in this case by Attorney Andrew Hubel. Attorney Hubel, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge. Thank you.
And Mr. Rojas, what is your announcement in Mr. Sandoval Cortez case?
Judge, Mr. Sandoval also has a felony that was reset this morning. We're asking this to be set on at the same time on June 9th.
June 9th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Sandoval Cortez, your case will be reset to June 9th, 2025. You're gonna get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Ross, since y'all on the case, you're free to go as well and you have a blessed day. Jamarion Stoker. Jamari, I saw. Ms. Stoker, your full name is Jamarion Stoker? How you doing, Ms. Stoker?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. Ms. Stoker, you got gum in your mouth? You need to put it in the trash can right there, right on side of you. Now, Ms. Stoker, you represented by your attorney, Holmes Samuel. Attorney Samuel, how you doing?
I'm wonderful, sir.
And state is represented in this case by Attorney Haley Simmons. Attorney Simmons, how you doing?
I'm great, Judge. How are you?
Now, Mr. Samuel, you want this case reset?
Yes, Your Honor, I withdraw my motion and I will ask that it be reset for announcement.
Keep it on the announcement docket? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Give us a reset date. It's on the announcement, on the pretrial docket, page 3, the last one. April 28th. Okay, this case will be reset to April 28th of 2025. Mr. Samuel, you get your reset from our coordinator.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Ms. Stoker, you get your reset from the coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Mr. Samuel, is this y'all the case?
Only one.
Okay, you're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You welcome.
Thank you, ma'am.
Who's the attorney on this case? What docket? Will Tavian Johnson? No, that's the last page. You said the last page. That's- Mr. Johnson, you can sit down. Okay. Anthony Goodall? Mr. Goodall, your full name is Anthony D. Goodall. How are you doing, Mr. Goodall? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Goodall, would you please raise your right hand Mr. Goodall, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Goodall, you may put your hand down. Mr. Goodall, you're representing your case by your attorney, Thomas Roebuck. Attorney Roebuck, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking.
And Mr. Roebuck, I'm doing fine. And Mr. Roebuck, do you waive a record in Mr. Goodall's case?
We do, Your
Mr. Goodall, in cause number M331912, I have before me a document that is titled Motion to Forfeit. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Mr. Goodall, before you sign this document, did your attorney go over this document with you? And did you understand everything that your attorney went over? Is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Goodall, the court is granting this motion to forfeit the weapon to the Beaumont Police Department. I'm signing the order. State, do you have another motion?
The state has sent a motion to dismiss, Your Honor.
Okay, and Mr. Goodall, I have the motion to dismiss this case. And I'm signing the motion to dismiss the case. You and your attorney will be able to get a copy of this motion in a few seconds. To go to this will conclude your case. You get a copy of the motion, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. Mr. Roebuck, you have any other cases?
No, sir. That's it.
Okay, Mr. Roebuck, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Wutavian Johnson. Now, Mr. Johnson, I see that, you have Ralph Kimmel on one case? You did? Okay, well, just have a seat. We'll wait for Mr. Kimmel to come. He's probably in another court. Okay. Okay. Darian Harper.
Good morning.
Morning. This one. Okay, this is cause number 2. This is on the announcement docket, page 5. This is cause number 24 CCCR 2312, case of style of state of Texas versus Darian J. Harper. Mr. Harper, is that your full name? How you doing, Mr. Harper? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Harper, you're representing your case by your attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, how are you doing?
Doing good, Your Honor. Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And Mr. Paget, what is your announcement in Mr. Harper's case?
Your Honor, it needs to go on your plea docket. I would do it today. However, I would like to review the video discovery with my client, which I now have received. I've also received an offer from Mr. Hubel, and I'm quite certain the case is going to be worked out, but just to make sure I practice due diligence, I would like to review that.
Give us a reset date.
April 20th.
Okay, this case will be reset to April 28, 2025. Mr. Harper, you're gonna get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Mr. Paget, you have any other cases?
Yes, Your Honor. Caleb Green.
Caleb Deshaun Green. On the pretrial conference docket, page 3.
I didn't do it.
Okay, court is in session in 2 cases. Cause number 24 CCCR 1274 and cause number 24 CCCR 0832. Both cases in style of state of Texas versus Caleb Deshaun Green. Mr. Green, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Green? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Green, you're represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney James Paget. Attorney Paget, what's your announcement in Mr. Green's cases?
Your Honor, I have now been hired on the second case, and I've received all the discovery on the second case. I also have an offer from Mr. Hubel. I presented Mr. Hubel with something that I was just given this morning. I've been out of town all weekend, and my client told me that he had a document he wanted me to review. He gave it to me this morning, and I gave it to Mr. Hubel. I would ask that you just give me some time for Mr. Hubel to review this. It appears to be from the complaining witness, but I have not.
How much time do y'all need?
That's for, standard reset to investigate, Your Honor.
Standard, okay, give us a reset date. He's on the docket page 3 on page, on the pretrial conference docket. Yes, Caleb Green, he's first and second case on page 3.
But you think he has 3 cases now?
2 cases, yeah. He must have been recently hired, and so his name,
Yes,
that's why. his name
on the
appears.
second one.
You're the same day, April. That's what your other case.
Okay,
Not a problem.
okay, so these cases will be reset to April 28, 2025. Mr. Green, get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, hold on.
This might not be the church. She gave me 2. Yeah, you're free to go.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to send it to you? Well. Here, now give you.
Whatever you want. Whatever these.
Cassandra Owens. That's on the pretrial conference docket. First page.
Let me just confirm my copy.
Ms. Owens, your full name is Cassandra Owens? Okay, how are you doing, Ms. Owens?
I'm fine, so how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Ms. Owens, you're represented in case by your attorney, Giles Cole. Attorney Cole, how are you doing?
Great, Judge. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Mr. Owens, what is your Mr. Cole, what is your announcement in Ms. Owens' case?
Your Honor, I got stuck trying to figure out how this Veterans Court stuff works with the zones.
First time offender.
First time offender, VA, I tried to find it, spoke with DA Haley here, and she's gonna reach out to.
I'm gonna confirm with Ashley, whether she's a good candidate or not. So if we could just have a standard reset, I will try to talk with Ashley by the end of this
Okay.
week. I just don't know.
Give us a reset date. Pretrial conference docket, page 1. First case. April 28th. This case will be reset to April 28th. You give the state an opportunity to check with the person in their office who's over the over the Veterans Court. Okay, Ms. Owens, you're gonna get your reset from our coordinator. You should get your reset. You're free to go, and you have a blessed day.
You too, sir.
Thank you. Okay.
But he has a felony.
Kushma Thomas Senior. That's not the same office date. Apparently he might have had that one before. Okay, this is cause number 25CCCR 0128, case of style of state of Texas versus Kushma Thomas Senior. Mr. Thomas, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Thomas?
Great, sir.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking, Mr. Thomas. You're represented in case by your attorney, Giles Cole. And Mr. Cole, what is your announcement in Mr. Thomas' case?
I'm going to need a reset, Your Honor, for Mr. Thomas to go over all the discovery.
Okay,
I know he has that felony pending over there.
okay. Give us a reset date, keep it on the announcement docket.
April 25th.
Okay, this case will be reset to April 25th, 2025. Your attorney is gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Yeah, that's your last case, Mr. Foe? Okay,
Yes, it
that's
is.
fine.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay. Who's the, you said Paget? To Reynolds? Barrett Lance Cox?
He's present, he's just outside.
That might be him right there. This is called number 23CCR 2384, case of Solid State of Texas versus Merritt Lance Cox. Mr. Cox, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Cox?
Okay.
That's good. Mr. Cox, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Nathan Reynolds. Mr. Reynolds, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge.
That's good. And Mr. Reynolds, you'd like to keep this case on the court's trial docket?
Yes, sir, Judge. I believe there may be some developments.
In the meantime, Your Honor, the victim in this case was to attend the option class per policy of the DA's office. I don't have confirmation that she has. Defense counsel is saying she has, so until I have confirmation, it's not gonna move forward until I.
Obviously, like you said.
Okay. So when you say confirmation,
I did reach out to the DA investigator who handles the option class today. She's not in her office.
okay,
She's not in the office just yet to confirm, so it's kind of hold on when she's gonna be in office. A certificate that's uploaded whenever there is a completion and we don't have that. Like I said, defense counsel has said she has attended, but I need to confirm.
okay. Okay. Let's, we're gonna reset this here. It's on the, trial docket page 5, Cox, yeah, you keep it on trial docket.
I assume, Judge, yes.
Okay, give us a reset date.
May 5th.
Okay, this case will be reset to May 5th, 2025. Once you get your reset from our coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And you get your reset from your attorney, you'll be free to go as well and you have a blessed day. This y'all the case, Ms. Rowe?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
Can you get that?
If I did it, I'll come down.
Yeah.
Until I have this.
Okay, next case is John Michael Shear, cause number 23CCCR 0480. Mr. Shear is currently on Zoom. Mr. Shear, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Mr. Shear is represented in his case by his attorney, Attorney Ben Flory. And Mr. Flory is also appearing via Zoom. And Mr. Flory, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Judge.
Okay, I think you have 2 Zooms on.
I'm trying to figure which one works here. Hold on, please. There we go.
Okay, and state,
Now I'm on
Okay.
now with this one.
okay, that's fine. Now, and again, Mr. Flory, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you, Judge. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Andrew, is this your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Flory, what is your announcement in Mr. Shear's case?
Well, we can't be ready until we get a copy of the video that was taken of my client upon which the probable cause affidavit is based. The officer looked at a video and based on what he saw in the video, he drafted a probable cause affidavit. We've been trying to get the video for quite a while so we could determine basically that's the essence of the discovery. And I know that the DA's office has looked and looked, and I know Andrew's probably looked as well since the last setting, but I have not been able to obtain that.
Okay, Mr. Hubel,
The announcement is correct, and that status is not, and that status is not changed during this time.
okay, so so the question is, do the state have the video?
C does not have a video, Your Honor.
Okay, so
I would ask the state to consider a dismissal because I don't think that we can try the case without that. I've sent the district attorney's office what I call a good guy package, showing that he is my client's very well esteemed in his community, does volunteer work. He's has EMT certification, and this is a misunderstanding. I don't know how it possibly could be that the video shows what the officer says. It could be he looked at a different video that did not describe or portray my client in the video, and I just don't know.
have you got in contact with the agency?
Yes, I have, we've been in contact with, Puerto Rico Police Department, have not been able to obtain such video.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, this,
Your Honor, I'll look at the case. If we could hold on it.
okay, we're gonna hold on to Mr. Flory.
Yes, sir.
We'll get back to you. Just
I'll be,
make sure you put your mic on mute, Mr. Shear and Mr. Flory. We'll get back with you.
thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Mr. John Nevis. Mr. Nevis. Your full name is John Fernandez Nevis?
Yes, sir.
How are you doing, Mr. Nevis?
Great, sir. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking as well. And Mr. Nevis, you're represented in your case by your attorney Mark Faggart. Attorney Faggart, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you.
And Mr. Faggart, what is your announcement?
Your Honor, this case is currently on the pretrial docket, and I think let's go ahead. I spoke to Mr. Hubel. Let's go ahead and move it to a trial docket.
Okay. Give us a trial date. Okay, this case will be reset to May 5th, 2025 for trial. Mr. Nevis, your attorney is going to get you reset. Once you get your reset from your attorney, you're free to go.
Thank you.
And well, you can get it from the court coordinator. Once you get it from the coordinator, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Your Honor, I have two other cases with the court. Both of them have pending felonies. One is Jacoby Joyner, and speaking with Ms. Simmons, they want to hold on making an offer because he has misdemeanors. He has felony cases.
Is Mr. Joyner here?
No, he's next door in drug court, but
Jacoby Joyner on
he's the
page
one
2.
that you said has a warrant.
Yeah.
On the new misdemeanor case.
Yes, he has a warrant on a new case, so I doubt he's coming back over here.
Okay.
We're just asking to be reset with his felony.
Okay.
And then
Well, if he comes, obviously we'll take him into custody. Yeah, unless they take him in custody over in another court first.
okay, then the other one I have, Your Honor, is I got appointed on,
Ryan Iverson,
yeah, he's got a pending.
is he here?
I don't see him, Your Honor.
Well,
He has a pending felony in drug court, Your Honor, up to 3 offense.
is he there?
Yeah.
He's over there?
Okay,
Okay, so we'll wait for him to arrive over here. Now,
That's correct.
No, yeah, but we're on Iverson right now. So on Iverson, once he comes over, we'll reset this misdemeanor with his felony. Okay?
Okay.
If they reset his felony,
Okay,
if on Iverson,
okay.
yeah.
That's all I have on my calendar. Have
You have
anybody-
Denby, Cameron James Denby. He's here.
Yes.
Mr. Denby, come forward. He took care of a felony?
Yeah.
I'll have to confirm with the felony prosecutor, Your Honor.
Are you gonna put offer on it then?
Yeah, I will. I need to confirm with.
You want me to hold on it?
Yes.
Yeah, hold on.
All right, just have a seat. We're gonna hold. Okay.
Remember how you visit with me back here?
Devin Bray. The docket is here. The docket is here. He's on free trial. Who's on this one?
Yes, you're.
Okay. Court is in session in cause number 24 CCCR 2130, case of style of state of Texas versus Devin DeMarcus Bray. Mr. Bray, is that your full name? Mr. Bray, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Bray, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Bray, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Bray?
Doing fine about yourself.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Bray, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Padgett. Attorney Padgett, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Good
Yeah.
morning, Your Honor.
Good morning to you as well. Now, Mr. Padgett, do you waive a record in Mr. Bray's case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Bray, I have before me a document that is titled misdemeanor, well, that's titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Devin DeMarcus Bray, on or about August 4th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of unlawful carrying a weapon. Mr. Bray, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes.
And to this charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Now, you pleaded no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Okay, Mr. Bray, I also have before me a document on my tablet that's titled misdemeanor plea admonishment. You recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials on a line next to a box that's checked no contingent, which means no contest. Place your initials on this document. And on page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, you recognize this document. And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there's one box that's checked. The box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? You have that discovery certification?
Certification.
I also have a document that is titled discovery certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Mr. Bray, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you understand everything that your attorney went over? Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Bray, are you a citizen of the United States? Any objections?
Mr. States one, Your Honor.
No objections. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Paget, you advised and counseled Mr. Bray. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None, Your Honor.
And Mr. Bray, your attorney, Mr. Paget, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation? Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation? Mr. Bray, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do not.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is to 1 year deferred probation with a $300 fine, 4 years community service, and the forfeiture of the firearm involved in the case to the Belmont Police Department.
He's gonna let it. He's gonna repeat it.
What's the court cost in this case? Okay. Mr. Bray, the state is offering that you serve 1 year deferred adjudicated probation. During the 1 year deferred probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $300 plus court costs of $277. Be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, reimbursement fee of $15 a month, and a urinalysis fee of a reimbursement fee of $15 flat, and a urinalysis fee of $15 a month. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $136 a month. Will you be able to pay the $136 each month?
Yeah.
All right. You'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service, and you'll be forfeiting the weapon, in this case, to the Beaumont Police Department. I have before me a motion to forfeit. Mr. Bray, do you recognize this motion? Is this your signature on the line as titled defendant? Before you sign this document, did your attorney go over this document with you?
Yes.
And did you understand everything that your attorney went over? And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Mr. Bray, I'm signing this motion to forfeit the weapon to the Beaumont Police Department. Now, Mr. Bray, do you understand the state's offer?
You want to know what 130, I'll get my calculator. Just wanted to know the total amount, 133 times 12. It's gonna be the.
Oh, actually, that's time 11, you know. So, okay,
He was just trying to figure out whether he could pay it all.
the
now.
total amount, okay.
He wanted to know whether he could pay it all now.
Yeah,
I'll go over this.
it'll be in his judgment too. Now, Mr. Bray, do you understand the state's offer? You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Mr. Bray, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Bray, If you successfully complete the probationary period, your case will be dismissed. It would not result in a conviction in your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Now, Mr. Blake, please stand next to the bailiff, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Paget, is this your only case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, your last case.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Paget, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day. Yeah. You got Mr. Booth. Oh, he did. He's working on one too. Okay, let's see. Mr. Johns, you ready on your case? Oh, you need a tablet? Okay. Okay, everybody that's on Zoom, make sure your mics are on mute. Thank you. Mrs. Shillings, put your mic on mute. Yes. Yes. You can use this one. Hold on a minute.
No.
Yeah, I don't need it right now.
Yeah, well, I thought I was better.
Oh.
I've been sick all week.
Oh,
I thought I
okay.
was okay, but I'm not.
Yeah.
We all will.
Let's go ahead and scream. I thought I cleared it.
Now, if you need to,
I missed the doctor call.
well, I mean, but you could have Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session. And calls number 24 CCCR 1316. Case is styled the state of Texas versus Todrick Clark. Mr. Clark, is that your full name? Mr. Clark, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Clark, do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clark, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Clark? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Clark, you represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Don Boudreaux. Attorney Boudreaux, how are you doing?
Yes, fine, sir.
And Mr. Boudreaux, do you waive a record in Mr. Clark's case?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clark, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, it alleges that you, Todrick Clark, on or about March 30th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of possession of dangerous drug. Mr. Clark, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Clark, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Clark, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there is a signature on a line that is titled Nola Contingere, which means no contest. Did you place it, your initials on this document? On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of the Defendant's Right of Appeal, you recognize this document. And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Clark, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? Did you understand everything that your attorney went over? Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Clark, are you a citizen of the United States? State, like the office states.
Stay up for 6-1.
Any objections?
No, sir.
No objection. States exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Boudreaux, you have advised and counseled Mr. Clark. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
He's fine, sir.
And Mr. Clark, your attorney, Mr. Boudreaux, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Clark, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is the 6 months deferred probation with $100 fine and 24 hours community service.
Mr. Boudreaux, were you appointed in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is the court cost? How much?
$100 fine.
Damn. Okay. Okay. Mr. Clark, the state is offering that you serve 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 6-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $100 plus court costs of $277. You'll also be required to pay a crime lab fee of $100. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $6 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. And you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney's fees of $350. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month, is $258 a month. Will you be able to pay the $258 a month? You will? Okay. You will also be required to perform 24 hours of community service, and you'll be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Clark, do you understand the state's offer? Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Okay, Mr. Clark, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Clark, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It would not result in a conviction on your record, and you may qualify for non-disclosure whereby your record is sealed to the general public. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Now, Mr. Clark, this will conclude your case. You will stand next to the bailiff over here at the end of the counter. Follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Boudreaux, is this your last case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you'll be free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay, cases, court is. Let's see. Court is back in session and calls number 23 CCCR 24, excuse me. Calls number 23 CCCR 0480. Case is style of state of Texas versus John Michael Shear. Mr. Shear is appearing via Zoom. Mr. Shear, you can take your mic off of mute. And Mr. Shear, you can take your mic off of mute, Mr. Shear. Oh, thank you. Now, and Mr. Shear, you're represented in your case by your attorney Ben Flory. Mr. Flory, you can also take your mic off of mute.
How's that working?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Shear, I have before me a motion to dismiss your case that has been filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. Is that correct, Mr. Hubel?
That's correct.
Okay, and Mr. Shear, I'm signing this motion to dismiss your case. Okay, Mr. Shear, I just signed the motion to dismiss your case. Your case is dismissed. You're free to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay,
Appreciate it.
you're free to go, and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Flory, you're free to go as well, and you have a blessed day.
Bless you, Your Honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. These are some add-ons. Mr. Lodge, you ready on Ojeda? Okay, Jose Ivan Ojeda. Good morning, Mr. Ojeda. Your full name is Jose Ivan Ojeda. How are you doing, Mr. Ojeda?
Good, how about yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Ojeda, you are represented in your case by your attorney Jennifer DeLodge. Ms. DeLodge, how are you doing?
Doing great, thanks, Judge.
That's good. Now, Ms. DeLodge, what is your announcement in Mr. Ojeda's case?
Judge, we would request a reset of 30 days. We have countered the offer that the state has made and they need some time to research that.
Okay, who's the prosecutor?
Andrew.
Is that correct?
Yes, they asked for, some changes to the state's offer. I'm going to speak with the complaint witness regarding that.
Okay. Give us a reset date. Okay, this case will be reset to April 25th of 2025. Mr. O'Hader, your court date is gonna be reset. You're gonna get your reset from our court coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. And you may stand in front of the court coordinator. And Ms. Delage, is this your only case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go. You're gonna get your reset and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, we did? Oh, that was from last week. Okay.
Yeah, hold on a minute.
Oh.
Thank you.
Just so that we can have an
William Page. Oh, that's Mr. Huber's case.
I'll stand for it. Is it a plea?
No,
No.
this announcement was,
Okay, this is yeah, this is cause number 24 CCCR 0130. Cases filed in the state of Texas versus William Chaz Page.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Page, is that your full name? How are you doing, Mr. Page? That's good, Mr. Page. You're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marvel Provo. And Attorney Provo, how are you doing? Now, Mr. Provo, you still like to keep this case on the trial docket? Y'all have an announcement?
okay.
Not from the state, Your Honor. The state would ask that this case remain on the trial docket.
And Ms. Provo?
Oh, that'll be fine.
Okay. Give us a reset date on it. That's the trial date. Okay. This case is gonna be reset for trial on May 5th, 2025. Gonna get your reset from our coordinator. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. And Ms. Provo, is this your only case?
Excuse me, Your Honor, on May 5th, I'll be on vacation,
Oh,
so we need to do it.
you gotta do another date.
Okay. What about the 12th, May 12th? And I'll be gone from Thursday. Oh, okay. 20th. Okay, give me one.
I have to do it in June.
You said the whole month of, May? Yes. Okay. What about the facility? Absolutely.
Okay, case reset June 2nd, 2025. Mr. Page, you're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset from coordinator, you're free to go. You have a blessed day. Ms. Provo, thanks, it's your only case. You're free to go as well. You have a blessed day.
It's probably, to reset.
Joseph Cornell Babineau?
She's upstairs, Your Honor. I sent the dismissal in, but I'm waiting for her to come down with the receipt. She's with her.
Oh, okay.
Mainly waiting on, right, I could catch you.
Mhm. Okay, Mr. Schilling,
Yes, sir.
yeah, we're waiting for your attorney to arrive. He's in another court next door. Okay,
Okay. Yes,
All right.
sir.
you can put your mic, you can put your mic back on mute.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session and calls number 24 CCCR 1458. Case is style of state of Texas versus Cameron James Denby. Mr. Denby, is that your full name? Mr. Denby, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Denby, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Denby, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Denby? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Denby, you're represented in your case by your attorney Mark Faggart. Attorney Faggart, do you waive a record in Mr. Denby's case?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Denby, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Denby, it alleges that you, Cameron James Denby, on or about May 10th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of theft. Mr. Denby, do you understand what you have been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Denby, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, and no contest? Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Denby, I also have before me a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials on the line next to a box that's checked no contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there's 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Denby, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes, sir.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Denby, are you a citizen of the United States?
State office states one.
Any objections to
None.
State's Exhibit number 1? No objections. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Faggett, you've advised and counseled Mr. Denby. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
Absolutely none.
And Mr. Denby, your attorney, Mr. Faggett, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Denby, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering a 6-month deferred probation, fine is to be waived, 40 hours community service and theft class, in addition to the court cost, and it is to run concurrent with the felony calls 24D CCCR 2214.
Mr. Fager, were you appointed in this case?
I was, Your Honor.
Okay. What is the court cost? Oh, he has a felony probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Mr. Denby, the state is offering that you serve 6 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 6 month probationary period, you will not be required to pay a fine. The fine will be waived. You will be required to pay court costs of $277 in this case. You will also be required to pay a reimbursement fee of $15, and you will be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney's fee. Now, you will not be required to pay the probation fee, and you will not be required to pay the urinalysis fee because you're paying those fees in the felony case. So instead of your monthly installments, instead of paying $218 a month, monthly installments, but you'll be required to pay monthly installments of $128 a month. Will you be able to pay the $128 each month?
Yes, sir.
You'll also be required. Now, the paperwork that you're going to receive will show all of the fees in there, but your probation officer, once you bring the paperwork to the probation department, they'll realize that you're on felony probation. And so you will not be required to pay the probation fee and the urinalysis fee. And so they will adjust your payment. So your payment should come out somewhere in the neighborhood of, should be about $128 a month.
Yes.
All right. Now, you'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service, attend and complete a theft class. This case will run concurrent with cause number DCCR 2214, and you will be required to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. Mr. Denby, do you understand the state's offer? You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Now, Mr. Denby, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It will not result in a conviction in your record. And you may qualify for non-disclosure, whereby your record will be sealed. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite confident in those matters. Now, Mr. Denby, this will conclude your case. You're going to stand next to the bailiff. Follow the bailiff. Once you finish following the orders of the bailiff, you're free to go. And you have a blessed day. Okay.
And if we can get that straight for probation, if we finish here.
Okay. Do we have any? Okay.
I think we're finished, Judge.
All right. Yeah, I was just wondering, do we have any information on Iverson?
We do not, Your Honor.
Okay,
What about the kids over
that's it. That's Iverson.
there?
Yes. Do we know?
Excuse Your Honor to go next door.
Yes, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
Thank you for letting me use your tablet and your jury room.
Okay, you're welcome. Josie Cornell Bobino. That should be on the trial docket. It's on page 4. Ms. Bobino, your full name is Josie Cornell Bobino? Okay, how are you doing? That's good. Cannot be better than being blessed.
How are you doing?
I'm blessed as well.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. Now, Ms. Bobino, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Ryan Matuska, and Attorney Matuska. Now, first of all, how are you doing?
Good, Judge. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. Now, Mr. Matuska and Ms. Bobino, I have before me a motion to dismiss this case. Is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm signing this motion to dismiss. Ms. Bobino, you're gonna get a copy of this motion to dismiss from your attorney, who will be receiving this order in a few seconds. And this will conclude your case. I just signed the order. Ms. Bobino, you can get a copy. Once you get a copy, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand in front of the coordinator. Yeah, he has another one. Do you have the Flores Espinosa?
Shortest letter ever. No,
Okay.
applicant either. No, just like, sorry,
Miss Espinosa, how do you pronounce your first name? Bitia. Okay. Miss Flores Espinosa, how are you doing? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Miss Espinosa, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Mr. Ryan Matuska, and Mr. Matuska. What is your announcement in Miss Flores Espinosa's case?
Your Honor, we applied to the Future Anniversary Program, but we've received another offer. If we could have some time to consider that offer. Maybe it'll work out today, but I'm not sure if Ms. Flores needs more time. I'd like to talk to her about that.
You want me to hold on it right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will. Okay. We're gonna hold on the case right now to give you and your attorney the opportunity to talk. All right?
Your Honor, I think that's.
Yeah, this will be your last one. And Mr. Macon?
Yes, sir.
You have Alva Leon Schillings Jr., he's on Zoom. Mr. Schillings, you can take your mic off of mute. Okay, how are you doing, Mr. Schillings?
Sir. I'm blessed. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Mr. Schillings, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney James Macon. And Attorney Macon, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Your Honor.
And Mr. Macon, what is your announcement in Mr. Schilling's case?
Your Honor, on Mr. Schilling's case, co-counsel is Gary Trichter, and Mr. Trichter and I had missed each other several times. I've asked for 30 days and we'll dispose of this
Can you
case.
give us a reset date? Okay, this case will be reset to April 28th of 2025. Mr. Schillings, your attorney and your bondsman will be given notice of your reset. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman. Your case is reset to April 28th, 2025. Now, you think it'll be on that day?
Yes,
So,
sir.
Mr. Schillings, you need to be in court on person on that day.
Sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go. Thanks for being patient with us. You have a blessed day. And
You too,
Mr.
sir.
Okay, and Mr. Macon,
Yes, Your
I
Honor.
think, yeah,
That's it.
Mr. Faggard had informed us that you had death in your family.
Yes, Your Honor. My
Okay.
younger sister passed.
Okay, well, you have our condolences.
Thank you.
Okay. We have anybody else?
No.
What about Mr.? No, Mr. Okay, the person that's on Zoom, would you please state your full name?
Julian Alexander White.
Okay, you could put your mic back on mute. Mr. White, your case is not set today, it's set for Wednesday at 9 a.m. Stay in contact with your attorney and your bondsman.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, you're free to go and you have a blessed day. Okay. Now, Mr. Matuska, what is your announcement on Ms. Flores Espinoza?
Your Honor, we're just asking for one quick standard reset so we can discuss the new option. But I expect they'll work something out.
Okay, give us a reset date. This is on the pretrial conference docket, page 2,
April 20.
April 28th. Okay, this case is set April 28th, 2025. Your attorney gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, court is in session in three cases. Clause number M 333 822, clause number 24 CCCR 1389, and clause number 24 CCCR 1390. Both, all three cases are styled, state of Texas versus Daisy M. Sam. Miss Sam, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Okay, how are you doing, Miss Sam?
I'm doing okay.
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. And Miss Sam, you represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney David Grove.
Yes.
Attorney Grove, how are you doing?
Very good, Judge.
That's good. Now, Mr. Grove, you had mentioned that Ms. Sam has an unfiled case. Is that correct?
The DWI.
Yes, sir. She was arrested on a number of cases. I think some of which were filed, but there was, one of them was the DWI case.
Nothing yet on that.
And it has not been filed.
Has it, so it hadn't been received?
No, Your Honor.
And they did lay it out.
Let me do this here. Well, let me ask this question. What was the alleged offense name?
April 11th, 2024.
April 11th.
Yes, sir. It's been, in other words, about a year ago.
Okay, so they sent, I guess they sent it off for a lab?
Did lab.
Okay, when you say you did lab,
Well, they did.
okay, so it was a blood draw?
Yes, sir.
It's kind of unusual. Okay, that they, it hadn't been filed. Unless they was looking for drugs in the system. Now, I think they usually, if they think it may be drugs in the system, they send it off to the lab and that takes a while to come back.
Yes, sir. I think that's what happened. I believe they sent off her blood off to the lab to receive a report because I believe they thought it was not an alcohol.
Okay, okay.
In those cases, whenever it's not for drug testing, it takes longer.
It takes a while. Okay,
And I-
so, but, and the state hadn't received it, so, which would, I mean, the agency sent it off for a lab, and then once they get a lab back, they can decide whether or not they're gonna file it. If they file it, then they send it to the district attorney's office. District attorney's office will review it and see whether or not they will file the charges. So right now, it's still in the process of the department, the police department, making a determination as to whether or not there was drugs or whether or not there were not drugs in your system or in the blood that they drew from you. And so therefore, we have to wait and they have to wait until the lab results come in. You have what?
Well, that's another case. That's another case, I think.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they do it.
Yeah, but they haven't, you don't have, right now, you don't have those charges filed against you. Because they're still investigating. They may or may not file. We don't know. It all depends upon the results of the lab. And when they send it to a state laboratory. That it takes time because there's a lot of other counties in the state of Texas that they have to do tests on in other cases. So this case is going to be reset. Give us a reset date. No.
Well, we can go into May. You want to do May?
When
Did you want it when it's
yes.
The 21st or the 28th.
Okay, we're gonna do it the week of the April 28th. Is that good with you?
That's fine, Judge.
Okay, we're gonna do it the week of the 28th. All right. Now, Miss Sam, you're gonna get your reset. Once you get your reset, you're free to go. You have a blessed day.
You too, thank you.
All right. And Mr. Grove, these are your only three cases?
I believe this moment, yes.
Okay, you get your resets and you're free to go as well. You have a blessed day.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Court is in session in two cases. Cause numbers 24 CCCR 2610 and cause number 24 CCCR 2839. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Timothy Lewis Horace Jr. Mr. Horace, is that your full name? Mr. Horace, would you please raise your right hand? Would you please raise do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Horace, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Horace? That's good. Mr. Horace, you represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney Jack Lawrence. Attorney Lawrence, how are you doing?
Just fine, Your Honor.
And Mr. Lawrence, do you waive a record in Mr. Horace's cases?
Yes, we do, as long as, they stick to the agreement, we do.
Well, what does that have to do with you waiving a record?
It only means that if, the plea.
The record is, if you, I mean, is, I'm asking you whether or not we need a court reporter in to type down everything that's being said or not. So whether or not they stick to it or not, if they don't stick to it, obviously, Mr. Horace has a right to withdraw his plea.
Exactly.
I understand. So my question to you is, do you waive a record or not?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now, well, the state is represented in this case by Attorney Shane Hilton. Attorney Hilton, how are you doing?
I'm good, Your Honor. Thank you.
That's good. Now, Mr. Horace, in cause number 24 CCCR 2610, I have before me a document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Horace, it alleges that you, Timothy Lewis Horace Jr., on or about September 25th, 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of failure to identify with intent to give false or accurate information. Do you understand what you've been charged with?
Oh, that's it.
And to this charge, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, no contest? Now, you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes.
Okay, now, Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence.
Yes.
I'm handing you this document. He only signed, I think, just a T. He was supposed to put his H. He had you see where he has a T on the line that says Nola Contendere?
Yes,
You're supposed to put TH. That's your initials, or TLH.
Just put TL if you want to.
Is it TLH? You have a T up there already. Now,
Here it is, Your Honor.
okay, now you place your initials on a line that is titled Nola Contendere, which means no contest. On page 3 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on this document? Yes. At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? Okay. I also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Now, Mr. Horace, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? Did your attorney go over these documents with you? Did you understand what your attorney went over?
Yes.
Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Mr. Horace, are you a citizen in the United States?
State offer State's Exhibit 1, Your Honor.
Any objections, Mr. Lawrence, to State's Exhibit number 1?
No objection, Your
No
Honor.
objection. States Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Lawrence, you've advised and counseled Mr. Horace. Is there any evidence that he is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, not at all, Your Honor.
And Mr. Horace, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Lawrence, Mr. Horace, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you're mentally incompetent to trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
May I explain something about the way this was done?
The way what was done?
All right, the agreement with the DA.
Okay, I hadn't got to the agreement yet.
Okay,
Okay, now, Mr. Lawrence or Mr. Horace. Are you, okay. Mr. Horace, the court will accept your plea of no contest. The court will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. The court will also find that your plea and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. And the court will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay, now, let's see.
Your Honor, the sentences are concurrent.
Well, we hadn't, we
That's
still,
the key, that's the key.
I would say, well, okay, once we get to the punishment phase, and the state gives an offer, then we can discuss that. Let's see, okay, now, state, do we have a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the agreement?
Your Honor, we would ask the court for 30 days county jail, probated for a period of 1 year.
1 year, okay, probation,
We'd ask the court to waive the fine in this matter.
no fine,
We'd ask for repayment of court costs
no cost, okay.
and 40 hours of community
What else?
service.
Community service, okay,
And then this sentence is to run CC with the companion case 24 CCCR 2839.
and what's the attorney's fees in this case? In, okay. They're waiving the, no, they're waiving the fine. 77. 1 year, 720. Okay. Mr. Horace, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you would not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you will not be required to pay a fine. You will be required to pay court costs of $277. But you also be required to pay a probation fee of $6 a month, your analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $350. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay in this case, is $140 a month. Will you be able to pay the $140 each month? Well, yes. Throughout the duration of during the length of the probation.
Yeah.
You will? Okay. And you also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. This case will run concurrent with cause number 24 CCCR 2839. And you would have to adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Horace, Do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
So the 145 is
It's 140.
140. Actually, what is the 140 pertaining to again?
Okay. Actually, okay, you're not required to pay a fine, that's $0. You will be required to pay court costs, which is $277. You're required to pay a probation fee, $60 a month, a urinalysis fee, $15 a month, a reimbursement fee of $15. You also be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney fees of $350. Now, I'm gonna add all that up and divide it, and then it comes out to $140 a month. Will you be able to pay that?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just?
Sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Miss I've been doing this for about 30 years and concurrent hadn't changed since.
You're exactly right, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to be sure.
yes, still the same. Okay,
Yes.
let's see. 39, let's see.
So, because, yes, okay. And I was putting.
Okay, okay, now, Mr. Horace, we're gonna move on to your next case. And that case is cause number 24CCCR 2839. And in that case, Mr. Horace, the state filed a motion, well, the state filed the information. This information alleges that on or about September 25th of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of reckless driving. Mr. Horace, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, sir.
And to this charge, Mr. Horace, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Now, are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Horace, I also have before me a document on my tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. And Mr. Horace, do you recognize this document? Okay, I need to make some changes. Okay. Now, Mr. Horace, I'm gonna put my initials on this. Okay, now, Mr. Horace, I just made some changes on the misdemeanor plea admonishment. And what I've changed is the range of punishment. The range of punishment for this type class B misdemeanor, because it is a reckless driving. The reckless driving range of punishment is confinement in the county jail that does not exceed 30 days, not 180, and a fine that does not exceed $200, not $2,000. Or you can be given both such fine and confinement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. I also have on page 2, set of initials on the line next to boxes check no contingent, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
And on page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes.
And on the next document that's titled trial court certification of the defendant's right of appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement? Second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? Also have a document on paper that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defense? Now, Mr. Horace, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? And did you understand everything that your attorney went over?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
State,
We'd offer State's Exhibit 1, Your Honor.
any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
No objection. State's Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. And Mr. Lawrence, you advising counsel, Mr. Horace, in this case, is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent? Is that
No,
correct?
none, Your Honor.
And Mr. Horace, your attorney, Mr. Lawrence, has advised and counseled you in this case. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided fully effective and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Horace, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
Your Honor, we'd ask the court for 30 days county jail, probated for a period of 1 year. As for a fine of $200, repayment of court costs, and 40 hours of community service. And we'd ask that this sentence run CC with the companion case of 24 CCCR 2610.
What's the court cost in this case? $330? Okay. It's 75? Okay.
Your Honor, I do not understand if the totals of both these cases might cause him some financial problems. I do.
Well, we'll find out. Let me add it up first. Okay. Now, Mr. Horace, the state is offering that you serve 30 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you would not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 1 year. During the 1 year probationary period, you will be required to pay a fine of $200 plus court costs of $330. You will not be required to pay a probation fee in this case, and you will not be required to pay the probation fee of $60 a month in this case, and you will not be required to pay the urinalysis fee of $15 a month in this case. You will be required to reimburse Jefferson County court-appointed attorney's fees of $75 and pay a reimbursement fee of $15. Now, your total month installed, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month in this case is $56 a month. Will you be able to pay the $56 each month?
Would it go towards the, separate? Would it go
This,
towards the first?
this is a separate case.
That's right.
You're paying $56 in this case each month and $140 a month in the other case.
So that's a total of 196.
Total. So my question, would you be able to pay, in this case, the $156 a month?
Yes.
I mean the $56 a month, not the 156. Okay. Now, you will also be required to perform 40 hours of community service. And this case will run concurrent with the first case that you had. They run at the same time. And you will also adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of your probation. Now, Mr. Horace, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
Think the state's offer in this case is fair and just? Do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Horace, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Horace, this will conclude your cases. You're gonna follow the direction of the bailiff. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. And Mr. Lawrence, I think these are your only two cases. You're free to go as well. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, this is cause number 23 CCCR 2584. Case is style, the state of Texas versus Gemma A. DeCluet. Mr. Cluett, is that your full name? Mr. Cluett, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Cluett, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God? Mr. Cluett, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Cluett? That's good. Now, Mr. Cluett, you're represented in your case by your attorney, Attorney Marcus Wilkerson. Attorney Wilkerson, how are you doing?
Doing well, Judge. Thank you.
That's good. You're welcome. Now, Mr. Cluett, I have before me on my computer a document that is titled Information Sheet. This information sheet was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information sheet, it alleges that you, Gemma DeCluet, on or about November 4th of 2023, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offensive theft. Mr. Cluett, do you understand what you've been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Cluett, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
I want to make sure I answer that right. No kind.
No contest?
Yes, sir. I got bad
Now,
time.
are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? That's what no contest means.
Okay.
Now, Ms. DeCluet, I also have before me on my tablet a document that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishment. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, there's a set of initials, GD, on a line next to a box is checked,
Yes,
look
sir.
at Kendra. Did you place your initials here? On page 3 of this same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? At the top of this document, there are 2 boxes checked. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that statement?
Yes.
The second box that's checked states that you're waiving your right to an appeal, which means you're giving up your right to an appeal. Do you understand that statement? I also have a document that is titled Discovery Certification. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Cluett, before you sign and initial these documents, did your attorney, Mr. Wilkerson, go over these documents with you? Did you understand everything that Mr. Wilkerson went over? Is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Cluett, are you a citizen of the United States?
Oh, yes.
State up for states one.
No objection.
No objection. States Exhibit number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Wilkerson, you have advised and counseled Mr. Cluett. Is there any evidence that she is currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Cluett, your attorney, Mr. Wilkerson, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Cluett, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
In exchange for defendant's plea, the state's offering a 9-month deferred probation, $250 fine, 40 hours community service and court.
I am appointed.
Wait, I agree. Report us to 77.
Okay, Miss McClure. The state is offering that you serve 9 months deferred adjudicated probation. During the 9-month probationary period, you'll be required to oh, I didn't even add that in there. Hold on a minute. Okay. Mr. Cluett, the state is offering that you serve 9 months deferred adjudicated probation. During a 9-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $250. You'll also be required to pay probation, a court cost. You'll be required to pay court costs of $277. You'll be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month. Your analysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15, and you'll be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court appointed attorney's fees of $350. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you will be required to pay each month while you're on probation. It's $196 a month. Will you be able to pay the $196? $196 a month. Will you be able to pay the $196 each month? You'll also be required to perform 40 hours of community service and adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of this probation. Mr. Cluett, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
You think the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer? Mr. Cluett, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Now, Mr. Cluett, if you successfully complete this probationary period, this case will be dismissed. It would not result in a conviction in your record, and you may qualify for a non-disclosure. That means the way your record will be sealed to the general public. You can talk to your attorney about the non-disclosure because he's quite competent in those matters. Now, Mr. Cluett, you're going to stand next to the bailiff, follow her directions. Once you finish following her directions, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Please stand next to the bailiff.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, you finished with Mr. Savoy's other case? Jules Savoy? Mr. Savoy, we have 2 cases. First case is cause number 24CCCR 0429 and cause number 24CCCR 1334. Mr. Savoy, your full name is Jules Savoy? Mr. Savoy, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Savoy, do you swear or affirm, tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Savoy, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Savoy? You doing okay? That's good. Now, Mr. Savoy, you're represented in your cases by your attorney, Attorney Marcus Wilkerson, and Attorney Wilkerson. Do you waive a record in Mr. Savoy's cases?
We do, Your Honor.
Mr. Savoy, I have before me in cause number 25 CCCR 25 CCCR 0429. A document that is titled information. This information was filed by the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office. In this information, Mr. Savoy, it alleges that you, Jules Savoy, on or about May 1st of 2024, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, operating a motor vehicle in a public place, that you committed the Class A misdemeanor offense of driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more. Mr. Savoy, do you understand what you have been charged with? And to this charge, Mr. Savoy, how do you plead guilty, not guilty, or no contest? Are you pleading no contest freely and voluntarily? And are you pleading no contest because you do not wish to fight or contest the charges? Mr. Savoy, I also have before me a document on my tablet that is titled Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. You recognize this document? On page 2 of this same document, there's a set of initials, JS on a line next to a box that's checked no contendere, which means no contest. Did you place your initials on this document? On page 3 of this same document, there is a signature above the line that is titled Defendant. Is this your signature? And on the next document, that's titled Trial Court Certification of the Defendant's Right of Appeal, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Savoy, I also have before me a document that is titled Discovery Certification. Do you recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Savoy, before you sign and initial all of these documents that I just showed you, did your attorney, Mr. Wilkerson, go over these documents with you? And did you understand everything that Mr. Wilkerson went over? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Mr. Savoy, are you a citizen of the United States?
Stay up for stage one.
Any
No
objections? No objections. States Exhibit number 1 is admitted. And Mr. Wilkerson, you are waiving the record in Mr. Savoy's case, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, and there's no evidence that he's incompetent.
No evidence? Okay. And Mr. Savoy, your attorney, Mr. Wilkerson has advised and counseled you. You're satisfied with his representation? Yes, Your Honor. Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes.
Mr. Savoy, I will accept your plea of no contest. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. And I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
We do, Your Honor.
And what is the agreement?
The agreement in this case is to 90 days probated over 15 months with a $750 fine, 60 hours community service, the installation and maintaining of an interlock device, DWI standard conditions of probation. The companion case will be dismissed for forfeiture, the Beaumont Police Department.
Let's see. Let's see. This is the court costs in this, attorney's fees is, and the The fine is $750. And what's the court cost? $377. That's 900. Okay, let's see, Savoy. The state is offering that you serve 90 days in Jefferson County Jail, but you will not be required to serve any time in the Jefferson County Jail because you'll be placed on probation for a period of 15 months. During the 15-month probationary period, you'll be required to pay a fine of $750 plus court costs of is it 277 or 377? Of $377. You'll also be required to pay a probation fee of $60 a month, a urinalysis fee of $15 a month, reimbursement fee of $15. You'll also be required to pay a DWI conviction fee of $100. You will be required to reimburse Jefferson County Court Appointed Attorney's fees of $425. You'll also be required to pay Jefferson County DWI education and initial evaluation fee of $125 on the day of the plea. Should a further evaluation be needed, you'll be required to pay an additional $50. Your total monthly installments, that is the total amount that you'll be required to pay each month, is $199 a month. Will you be able to pay the $199 each month? Okay. Hmm? No, okay, so you'll be able to pay the $199 a month. You'll also be required to
You know where I can work that out.
you'd have to talk to you say work it off. That,
Judge, I am appointed on this, and
I
I
know.
think what he's asking is if he can have some of that converted to community service.
I mean, if he can pay it, we can't convert it. Yeah,
Can, but not put strain on my rig. I get it.
yeah, but I mean, yeah, so you could discuss that with your probation officer as well. Okay. Now, let me do this here. Let me see his affidavit. Yeah, I don't know. These now let me show you this here document. This document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit. It's just a document that you filled out last year on August 27, 2024. I hand this document to your attorney. He's also going to hand it to you. Do you recognize that document? On page 2 of that same document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Is that your signature? Now, I'll go back to page 1. Is everything on that document still true and correct today, or have some changes been made?
Still the same.
Oh, it's still the same? Trying to figure out, well, how, looking at this here, I mean, how would you have income to pay this off if you don't have none here?
Hardly.
No, I'm just saying, you currently, you don't, it says here you're not working, right? Right? Okay, well, I mean, if you're not, I mean, listen, let's just listen for a minute. When the court asks you, if you can pay, what we're trying to, find out from you is, what your current financial situation is. Okay? Not what you hope your financial situation will be in the future. Okay? So because we have to go on what's current. Okay. So obviously your situation had changed. The court found you indigent, then the court is gonna find you indigent now as well, because you're still indigent. Your status of being indigent has not changed.
Yes.
Okay. So let me do this. Oh, wrong one. Okay, it's just gonna take me a few minutes.
Have trial today.
Or maybe we do it like this. Okay, let's do this here. Let's do. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, now the court is going to find that you are indigent, that you're still indigent. And so pursuant to Article 42.15 of the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, a fine of $750 plus the court cost of $377 will be converted to 90 hours of community service. The attorney's fees of $425 will be waived pursuant to Article 26.05 G-11 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The reimbursement fee of $15 will be waived pursuant to Article 102.018 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. The probation fee of $60 will be reduced to the statutory minimum of $25 a month. You'll be required to pay DWI conviction fee of $100 plus $25 for a probation fee, $25 a month for the probation fee, $15 a month for the reimbursement fee. For the urinalysis fee. And your total monthly installments will be $53 a month. Will you be able to pay the $53 each month? Okay, you will also be required to pay Jefferson County DW Education Initial Evaluation Fee of $125 on the day of the police should a further evaluation be needed. You'll be required to pay an additional $50. Now, you will also be required to perform 60 hours of community service. That will be in addition to the 90 hours of community service that was converted from the fine and court costs. So it will come to a total of 150 hours of community service. You'll also be required to install an interlock device on any vehicle that you own or operate, attend a completed DW education class, and have an alcohol assessment. And adhere to the other standard terms and conditions of probation. This case will run concurrent with this case. Cause number 24 CCCR 1334 will be dismissed for forfeiture of weapon. In that case, and I have before me a motion to forfeit. Do you recognize this motion to forfeit? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Before you sign and initial this document, did your attorney go over this document with you? And did you read and understand everything that your attorney went over? Okay. And Mr. Savoy, I'm granting the motion to forfeit the weapon to the Beaumont Police Department.
The gun is gone.
And it's gone.
Forever.
Okay, March. Here you go. Now, Mr. Savoy, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes.
Do you think that the state's offer in your case is fair and just? And do you accept the state's offer?
No.
Mr. Savoy, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state, Mr. Savoy. This will conclude your case. And Mr. Savoy, you're gonna have a seat because she has to redo the paperwork based on the adjustments that the court have made because the court found that you was the indigent. All right, so just have a seat and wait for your name to be called. And Mr. Wilkerson, I think this is your last case.
Yes, sir.
You're free to go. And you have a blessed day.
Thank you. You as well, Judge. I really like that shirt and tie.
Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. The court is in session with the announcement docket. Next case is cause number 24 CCCR 2526. Case is style of state of Texas versus Ryan Edward Iverson. Ryan Iverson was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At about 9 a.m., the court bailiff called the name of Ryan Iverson at the courthouse door. Ryan Iverson did not answer. Ryan Iverson has not appeared in court since the court has been in session. The time now is 12:40 p.m. on today's date of March 24, 2025. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Ryan Iverson at the courthouse door?
Ryan Iverson, Ryan Iverson. No response, huh?
Okay, Ryan Iverson's name was just called at the courthouse door. Ryan Iverson did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Iverson an opportunity to appear in court. He is not appearing in court. State, you have a motion?
Statements for bond.
That motion will be granted. Ryan Iverson's bond will be forfeited. Warrant shall be issued as resting clause number 24 CCCR 2526. Next case is clause number 24 CCCR 2182. Case is style of state of Texas versus Joy Horton. Joy Horton was scheduled to be in court this morning at 9 a.m. At about 9 a.m., of course, bailiff called the name of Joy Horton at the courthouse door. Joy Horton did not answer. A reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Horton an opportunity to appear in court. The time now is 12:42 p.m. on today's date, on March 24th, 2025. Ms. Bailiff, would you please call the name of Joy Horton at the courthouse door?
Horton, Joey Horton. No response, Your Honor.
Okay, Joy Horton's name was just called again at the courthouse door. Joy Horton did not answer. The reasonable time has passed to give Mr. Horton an opportunity to appear in court. He is not appearing in court. State, do you have a motion?
Statements for bond forfeiture.
That motion will be granted. Joy Horton's bond will be forfeited and warrant shall be issued for his arrest in clause number 24 CCCR 2182. And this will conclude the calling the court's trial docket, the court pretrial conference docket, and the court's announcement docket. All three dockets scheduled on today's date at 9 a.m. in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas. Judge Terrence L. Holmes presiding. Everyone, please have a blessed day. Prosecutors, you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.